Tina Brigley here. I am a breakthrough results coach and head of social influence at High Performing Coach. My passion is storytelling. I love sharing stories that have lessons that help me connect with my audience, and I also love teaching this strategy to other coaches so that they can deeply connect with their audience and express their uniqueness to the world and stand out powerfully. Now, this is video 3 of a 4-part series about money blocks. Now, you might be wondering, well, what does money blocks and stories have to do with each other? Well, money is what drives us. And we have a lot of limiting beliefs and stories around money. Yet, as coaches, we're not always aware of how that's showing up in masked and hidden from our view. It's almost like this thing that's in the space and we can't put our finger on it, but we know that there's something there. We just aren't aware of why it's there or what it means. So if you are a pleaser, and you know what I mean by a pleaser, if you are a coach that over delivers, over gives, loads people up with so many tools and so many resources and so many nuggets of information, I want you to lean into this conversation. I want you to listen for what you might be experiencing in your business that's stopping you from growing. I want to share a little bit because this deservability block was so ingrained in who I was at the beginning of my coaching business. It was so evident. I started out as a health coach, and because I was new, I was just learning, I gave away so much value, and I was coaching basically for free, and I was coaching everybody and giving away my services. I was also showing up in a way that really had people reaching out to me all the time. I mean, I felt like I was always coaching. It didn't matter if it was day or night. I allowed people to contact me, and I contacted them all the time. Why? What was underneath this way of showing up, of over-delivering, over-giving? Underneath all of it was a feeling of guilt. I felt guilty about not giving more, not doing more, not being more. So I spent most of my first year coaching always feeling guilty. But what was underneath the guilt? What was underneath that feeling of not giving enough, not doing enough, not being enough, was an underlying belief that who I am is not enough. Now, how did that show up in my business? Well, because I didn't feel enough, my clients weren't feeling enough. And when it came to the money conversation, they didn't believe that they were deserving of paying for a coach. They didn't believe that they deserved to have a better life. And I remember one time I was working with a client, and when I got on a call with her and it came to the money conversation, she said, "Tina, I would love to invest in you, but coaching is for people that are successful and up to big things in the world, and I don't believe that I deserve a coach." This was a shock to me that people actually thought that way. And when I really stopped and thought about it, I'm like, a lot of what she's saying, I can see in myself. It was a mirror reflecting back right to me about where does that show up in my life where I feel like I'm not deserving of things. So once I discovered that this was just actually not true, then some things started shifting. Some things started shifting in my business where I didn't feel the need to have to over-deliver and over-give and talk. I could listen. Now, I told you at the beginning of this video that I was going to give you 3 breakthrough action steps that you can apply right now, today, in your business so that you can have a breakthrough in this whole story about deservability and not being deserving. One thing, instead of giving away your time, instead of giving away your tips, instead of giving away your value, charge people your value. Charge people what you're worth, and know that you deserve to charge that money. How do you do this? You master the closing the deal conversation. You master the money conversation. How do you do this? You have lots of conversations. Lots and lots of conversations where you talk about money and you own your worth. You own your value, and you believe that you deserve to be the coach that's going to transform somebody's life. Number 2, make it a priority to collect testimonials. When people experience success in their business, in their life, in their relationships, ask them for a testimonial. If you help them have a breakthrough, get in the habit of collecting these. Why? Because there are some days that you're going to feel like you don't deserve it and that you're not good enough. And you can go back and you can reflect on those testimonials that disprove your story that you don't actually deserve. And when you have many of these testimonials, you'll realize that it's just not true. It's just limiting you, and you can keep it on the back burner. And the other thing that you can do, number 3, is establish clear boundaries at the beginning of any of your programs. So what I like to do with my clients is say to them, listen, emergencies come up and I am available for emergency questions or messages, and just email me, and when I'm available, I'll get back to you. That way it's really clear, it's really straight. I'm not going to be there 24/7. I'll get back to you within 24 hours if it's an emergency. If not, it can wait until our next week. So I hope you got value from these tips, and I hope you could see yourself and see that feeling like you don't deserve what you have in your business is not serving you or your clients powerfully. It's limiting you from stepping into your power and from leaning into the money conversation and generating more revenue for your business. Now, you are worthy, you are deserving. I believe it. You get to start believing it. And if you like this video, and if you think that somebody else might like it, feel free to share. If you want to leave a comment below, do that too. And if you aren't already following us on our Facebook page, there's a link for that. Click the link, join us, follow us, and stay tuned next time for the 4th video on uncovering your money blocks. See you next time.